Hello, I'm Carolyn Fowler from the Office of Wellbeing, and I'm here today with my colleague Karen Swartz from the Department of Psychiatry. And we are going to talk a little bit more about support in action. So Karen, thanks for being here.
Happy to have this conversation.
So a question I've been hearing recently is, our numbers have started to go down. Some of our units have gone out of bio mode. And so people expect that, and we're getting vaccinated, some of us, which is wonderful. And so I think people had expected they'd start to feel a lot better. And in fact, many of them are feeling even worse, or noticing that their colleagues are just exhausted and demoralized. So why aren't we feeling better as these numbers are coming down?
Well, I think that is looking too much at sort of what am I facing today? Because of course it's harder to work in bio mode than not, but it's not looking at what this crisis has done to us overall, right? When we are in that full on deal with the crisis, there's a lot of adrenaline. We have a lot of extra adrenaline and energy, and we're facing it. And then afterwards, there's a dip. This is known in all kinds of disasters that once you get through that true emergency phase, you sort of have a letdown, and then people can feel their feelings more. They can tell, I'm really exhausted, or wow, I'm pretty upset, I'm demoralized, I'm more anxious than I realized. And when they're going, they just don't have an opportunity to know how they're feeling. There's another issue, which is important too, which is this has been a disaster where it keeps hitting us over and over and over again. And so the level of exhaustion, because we've never been able to sort of take a deep breath and know how we're feeling, that's gone on for an unusually long time, which is why I think a lot of us are going to really be feeling, I thought I would just, if I could go to a restaurant, I'd feel better, but it's going to be more than that because we've been doing so much for so long, such a high level.
So what would you suggest we do? Because, once we get out of this new normal that we've been living with for a year or more, we're going to have more change that we have to deal with and more adjustments. How do you suggest we support each other as we live through yet another transition?
Well, I think we know some things that have been helping a lot of people. And I think part of it is we ask each other, what's working for you? Encourage people to find time. If you're talking with friends, to say, okay, in the last week, when did you feel best? So how can you do more of that? How can you make sure, when you're exercising and when you were talking to your family by Zoom? Okay, well, do you have that scheduled for this week to be doing that regularly? The other thing that I think is really important is that we pay attention to how we're feeling. And if it gets really bad, that we reach out. It might be that friends notice that. So if they bring it up with us, we listen, at least consider that it's possible. But I think a lot of us are going to be saying, I just thought I could be less tired. I thought I'd sleep better. I thought I would enjoy things more. I thought I wouldn't be so tense. Those are enough symptoms that it would probably be worth talking to someone. And that might be someone from the chaplain's office. That might be someone from my support, just to say, is this more? Should I be doing something else? Being open to that.
Is there any value in us having this conversation with our colleagues so that we know that this is a possibility, not to scare people, but it may be that I'm feeling I'm not getting any better when the numbers are coming down. And I think that's just because I'm strange and I don't realize that it's common. Is there any value in this conversation more generally, do you think?
I think there's tremendous value in it. I think that people that choose a career in medicine and all the different professions here that are helping others, we're helpers. We try to help other people. We're not so good about noticing what's going on in ourselves. And I really think there's a misconception that once the numbers are low enough and we can get back to normal life, that things will be fine. That is actually when people often feel more depression, anxiety, stress, and PTSD symptoms. And so it's critical that we know this might happen and that we check on each other and that we support each other and that we try to connect each other to maybe what we need.
Well, thank you for sharing your insights again with us, Karen. And thank you everybody for watching and for your interest in learning how to support each other as we recover.